Welcome to our Sunday celebration, where we honor and remember those who have recently, as well as those who have left us in the past few years. This week, we'll not only reflect on their incredible lives and impact, but also share some unfortunate news about Ronda Rousey. Join us as we discuss this sad development and continue celebrating the legacies of remarkable individuals through heartfelt tributes and cherished memories. Subscribe to stay connected and be part of our community, keeping these inspiring stories alive and resonant. Atsushi Aoki, born on September 25, 1977, in Japan, was a respected and beloved figure in the world of professional wrestling. Known for his technical brilliance, agility, and fighting spirit, Aoki carved out a distinguished career that spanned over 2 decades, leaving a lasting impact on Japanese wrestling. Aoki began his wrestling journey in the late 1990s, training rigorously under the tutelage of seasoned veterans. He made his mark early on with Pro Wrestling Noah, where his strong work ethic and consistent performances quickly earned him recognition. Later, he also competed in DDT Pro Wrestling and All Japan Pro Wrestling, AJPW, where he further established himself as one of the finest junior heavyweights in the business. His in-ring style blended high-flying maneuvers, sharp strikes, and technical mastery, captivating fans and earning the respect of his peers. Among his notable achievements was winning the DDT Extreme Championship and becoming a multi-time All-Asia Tag Team Champion and World Junior Heavyweight Champion in AJPW. Aoki was not only a decorated wrestler, but also served as a mentor and leader in the locker room, guiding younger talent and helping shape the future of the sport. Tragically, Aoki's life was cut short on June 3, 2019, when he died in a motorcycle accident at the age of 41. His sudden passing sent shockwaves through the wrestling community, with tributes pouring in from fans and fellow wrestlers alike. Remembered for his humility, kindness, and passion for wrestling, Aoki's legacy continues to live on. His contributions to Japanese wrestling and the memories he created in the ring ensure that Atsushi Aoki will never be forgotten. Peggy Lee Leather, born on January 19, 1959, was a trailblazing force in American professional wrestling whose legacy continues to inspire generations. Known for her fierce athleticism, commanding presence, and passion for the sport, Leather rose to prominence in the 1980s and 1990s, becoming a standout figure in women's wrestling at a time when opportunities were limited. She launched her wrestling career in the mid-1980s and quickly captured the attention of fans and promoters alike. Competing in top promotions such as the American Wrestling Association, AWA, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, Leather was celebrated for her technical skill, powerful in-ring performances, and undeniable charisma. Whether performing as a villain or fan favorite, she captivated audiences with her dynamic style and magnetic energy. Beyond her success inside the ring, Peggy Lee Leather was a staunch advocate for women's empowerment in professional wrestling. She was deeply committed to breaking barriers and pushing for greater visibility and respect for female athletes in a male-dominated industry. Her influence extended to mentoring the next generation of wrestlers, as she generously shared her experience and insight with aspiring talents across the country. After retiring from active competition, Leather remained a vital part of the wrestling world. She transitioned into training and promoting, dedicating herself to developing new talent and growing the sport she loved. Her impact was felt not only in the matches she fought, but in the lives she touched throughout her career. Peggy Lee Leather, leaving behind a rich legacy of strength, resilience, and dedication. Her contributions to professional wrestling will forever be remembered, and her pioneering spirit continues to serve as an inspiration to women in sports around the world. The British Bulldog, born David Smith on November 27, 1962, in Wigan, England, remains one of the most iconic figures in professional wrestling history. Known for his exceptional power, agility, and down-to-earth charisma, Smith rose to fame in the 1980s and 1990s through standout performances in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, and World Championship Wrestling, WCW. He made his WWE debut in 1984 and soon found success as one half of the British Bulldogs tag team alongside his cousin, Dynamite Kid. Together, they captured the WWF Tag Team Championships and became fan favourites for their fierce and technical style. Smith's most legendary moment came at SummerSlam 1992, when he defeated Bret Hart for the Intercontinental Championship in front of over 80,000 fans at London's Wembley Stadium. That match, widely regarded as one of the greatest in WWE history, solidified the British Bulldog as a national hero and global wrestling star. Known for combining brute strength with unexpected agility, Smith also found success in WCW and wrestled around the world into the early 2000s. However, the physical demands of wrestling took a toll on his health. Tragically, his shocked the wrestling world and highlighted the grueling nature of the industry. Still, his legacy endures, not only through classic matches and accolades, but also through his family, especially his daughter, Georgia Smith, who continues to honour his name. In 2020, Smith was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to a trailblazer for British wrestlers and a symbol of heart, strength, and perseverance. The British Bulldog's influence continues to inspire new generations of wrestling talent worldwide. Ludvig Borger, born on January 6, 1963 in Finland, was a dynamic and multifaceted figure whose influence spanned across sports, politics, and entertainment. Known for his commanding presence and versatility, Borger made a name for himself as a professional wrestler, mixed martial artist, boxer, actor, singer, and even a member of the Finnish Parliament. In the world of wrestling, Borger gained international recognition during the 1990s, competing in major promotions such as Catch Wrestling Association, CWA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, and World Wrestling Federation, WWF. Wrestling under the ring name Ludvig Borger, he stood out for his imposing physique, intense persona, and in-ring power. He headlined several major events in Europe, including the prestigious Euro Catch Festival, and became a main event star in the CWA. Beyond wrestling, Borger broke new ground as the first fighter from the Nordic region to enter the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC, demonstrating his skill as a mixed martial artist. He also pursued a brief but notable professional boxing career, capturing both the Finnish and American heavyweight titles. His talents extended beyond sports. In Finland, he appeared as Vikinki on Gladiatorit, the local adaptation of the international hit show Gladiators. Later, he transitioned into politics and served in the Finnish Parliament from 2003 to 2007, elected on the True Finns party list as an independent candidate. He was also an author and singer, further showcasing his wide-ranging abilities. Ludvig Borger, but his legacy lives on through his many contributions to wrestling, combat sports, and Finnish public life. He remains a memorable figure, celebrated for his strength, ambition, and larger-than-life persona. Paul Reubens, best known for his unforgettable portrayal of Pee Wee Herman, leaving behind a legacy filled with laughter, creativity, and kindness. Though Pee Wee remains a cultural icon with his signature bow tie and quirky charm, Reubens' impact stretched far beyond that singular role. His career spanned decades and showcased a remarkable range of talent in film, television, and theatre. Born Paul Rubenfeld on August 27, 1952, in Peekskill, New York, Reubens discovered his passion for performing early in life. He honed his comedic skills with the legendary improv group The Groundlings, where the beloved Pee Wee Herman character was born. That character skyrocketed to fame with Pee Wee's Big Adventure, 1985, and the award-winning children's show Pee-wee's Playhouse, which blended surreal humour with vibrant set designs, capturing the hearts of both kids and adults. Beyond his eccentric comedy, Reubens was celebrated for his warmth and generosity. Friends and colleagues consistently described him as kind-hearted, humble, and gracious. A genuine soul in the often hectic world of entertainment. His good nature extended to all corners of pop culture, including a surprising and memorable 2010 appearance in WWE. Reubens, in full Pee-wee mode, brought his trademark humour to Monday Night Raw, sharing light-hearted moments with WWE superstars and proving once again his unmatched ability to entertain in any setting. Paul Reubens may be gone, but the joy he spread continues to resonate. Whether through Pee-wee Herman's wild adventures or unexpected appearances like his WWE cameo, Reubens' influence endures. His work remains a testament to the power of laughter, imagination, and sincerity, and his legacy will continue to delight generations to come. Mike Bell, born on June 13, 1966, in Los Angeles, California, was a professional wrestler whose career, while often under the radar, left a lasting impression on the wrestling world. Beginning in the 1980s, Bell competed in the California independent scene, wrestling under various personas. Though he possessed notable agility and strong in-ring skills, he never reached the superstardom many believed he could attain. Instead, Bell found himself working primarily as an enhancement talent in major promotions like WWE and WCW, roles designed to showcase other wrestlers by making them look strong in matches. Despite limited television time and mainstream recognition, Bell earned the respect of many in the industry for his professionalism, toughness, and willingness to do what was needed for the business. His dedication allowed others to rise, and his work behind the scenes didn't go unnoticed by those who understood the importance of his contributions. However, Bell's story is also one of struggle. Like many in the wrestling world, he faced immense physical and mental pressures that led to personal battles, including substance abuse, the result of a drug overdose. His served as a sobering reminder of the toll wrestling can take on its performers, especially those who remain out of the spotlight. Mike Bell's legacy extends beyond the ring. His life and untimely passing sparked deeper conversations about addiction, mental health, and the urgent need for better support systems for wrestlers. While he may not have become a household name, his story resonates with fans and fellow performers as a powerful and poignant reflection of the wrestling industry's darker realities. Ronda Rousey has emerged as one of the most compelling and multifaceted figures in modern sports and entertainment. Her name resonates across diverse arenas. As a judo Olympian, a transformative force in women's mixed martial arts, a box office movie star, and a headlining presence in professional wrestling. Born on February 1st, 1987, in Riverside, California, Ronda's ascent from a disciplined childhood to world-famous acclaim maps a path defined by grit, talent, and sheer willpower. 1. Family roots and early exposure to combat sports. Raised in a family of athletes, Ronda's destiny in combat sports seemed preordained. Her mother, Anne Maria DeMars, was a decorated judoka, the first American to win a World Judo Championship, 1984, and later an academic with a PhD. Her father, Ron Rousey, was also a judoka and an industrial electrician. The household blended intellectual rigor with physical discipline. From a young age, Anne Maria introduced Ronda to judo's demanding combination of mental acuity and athletic finesse. Under her mother's rigorous coaching, Ronda learned to surmount adversity with composure, a lesson that would define her spirit. By adolescence, the fire had ignited, a driven young athlete ready to seize greatness. 2. Triumph on the Olympic stage, 2008 Beijing Games, bronze. While Ronda was a natural candidate for elite judo competition, her chosen weight class, 70 kilograms, in the United States was stacked with top-tier talent. Rather than yield, Ronda rededicated herself, competing under the name White Rousey to reset expectations and avoid distractions. In Beijing 2008, she launched into the Olympic judo tournament with calculated poise. After early round action, she suffered a nail-biting loss to Lucie Decosse of France, a judoka who would later dominate the sport. However, because Decosse advanced to the final, Ronda earned a repechage slot, and from there, Ronda pursued every opportunity with unwavering intensity. Her decisive match came against Brazil's Mayra Aguiar. With an explosive throw and swift groundwork, Rousey secured the victory and copious admiration as she stood atop the podium, her bronze medal marking a milestone, the first Olympic judo medal by an American woman. This accolade changed everything. It catapulted her into the public eye and sparked conversations about her future and how far her talent could carry her in arenas beyond judo. 3. Transition to MMA, forging a new legacy. Following her Olympic success, Ronda felt the siren call of mixed martial arts and the explosive appeal of MMA's rising landscape. She began training at Glendale Fighting Club under the legendary Edmond Tarverdyan. Tarverdyan, formerly a judo coach, introduced Ronda to wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, striking, and MMA conditioning, basics that turned a judo specialist into a well-rounded fighter. In 2007, she made her amateur MMA debut, delivering a series of blistering armbars in mere seconds. Over 8 amateur matches, she never experienced a single defeat. In 2010, she stepped into the professional cage and once again submitted every opponent before the end of the first round, all via armbar. Ronda's style was cinematic in its brutality. She relied on explosive takedowns, relentless ground pressure, and a devastating submission weapon that ended fights before opponents could breathe. Her reputation grew with each sub-2-minute performance, and by the time the UFC, which had not yet fully embraced women's divisions, launched its bantamweight division in late 2012, she had become the top candidate to carry the mantle. 4th UFC, the unrivaled queen of the octagon. When the UFC finally opened its bantamweight division, Rousey was the first to sign. Her debut was a spectacle. On February 23, 2013, she faced Liz Carmouche in UFC 157, the first ever women's title fight. The match unfolded like a highlight reel. Within 34 seconds, Ronda had secured a rear naked choke, establishing not just her dominance, but also the viability of women's MMA as a headline sport. Over the next 2 years, Rousey defended her title 6 times. Opponents included top-ranked names, invincible athletes in their own right, yet each dispatched with clinical precision. Alexis Davis, Miesha Tate, Sarah McMahon, Kat Zingano, Jessica Ai, and Alexis Davis again. All ended with her signature armbar, often in tears, and typically before the judges' scorecards could even be called. Her rise was swift and seismic. September 2013. Armbar finish in just 16 seconds against Miesha Tate at UFC 168. December 2013. Armbar in 14 seconds over Alexis Davis at UFC 170. May 2014. A highlight reel defeat of Kat Zingano in 14 seconds at the Ultimate Fighter finale. Ronda's record by January 2015, 12 wins, 0 losses, 10 by armbar in under 2 minutes. Her dominance was unprecedented. She was a box office draw, recurring on magazine covers, late-night TV, and thematic discussion of female empowerment in sports. But legend building comes at a price. As her fame spread, so did the attention and pressure. Some critics questioned the brevity of her fights. Were they undermining the sport's artistry? Others wondered if this level of dominance could sustain itself once opponents studied her style. 5. The shocking rematch defeat, February 2015. At UFC 184, Ronda faced Kat Zingano in a much-anticipated rematch, and the question lingered. After their furious clash in 2014, had her dominance begun to wane? It did not. Within 7 seconds of the opening bell, Zingano rushed forward and caught Ronda's hip, delivering a vicious slam. Ronda was stunned, face first into the canvas. Her armbar attempt was voided. She struggled to breathe, struggled to rise. Big Mo, but Mo had hamstring. Number Zingano delivered a barrage of punches. Ronda stumbled out. The referee intervened quickly, but enough damage had been done. It was her first professional loss in any combat discipline. For the first time, the spectacle of her moment-to-moment dominance had been broken. The loss left physics and public stunned. After 12 successive, early round finishes, Ronda's aura had finally disappeared. Colours faded. Platinum was turned to grey. 6. The return to WWE, A Wrestling Odyssey, 2018 onward. Following her loss to Zingano, Rousey never reclaimed her octagon glory. She took time off, returning only once, to face Amanda Nunes in November 2016, only to suffer a second brutal knockout defeat. After that night, she pivoted her energies. In 2017, Ronda signed a full-time deal with WWE, a new chapter. Her first appearance was at WrestleMania 34 in April 2018, in a high-stakes mixed tag team match alongside wrestling legend Kurt Angle. Against Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, Ronda had only 3 days of WWE training, but her performance was electric. She stunned the crowd with her presence, athleticism, and intensity. Her momentum only grew. On July 23, 2018, she captured the Raw Women's Championship, defeating Alexa Bliss. Just 10 days later, she defended her title against Ember Moon, with Michelle Okran number still. Then, at SummerSlam, August 2018, she faced Natalya and walked away victorious. It was one of the rare times Natty went down long before the finish. Ronda looked fierce, formidable, reckless. Number WrestleMania alignment, color-coded. Number her aura in the ring had shifted. She was now something between a gladiator and an actor, creating a hybrid persona. Matches with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair followed, staples of WWE's crown, yet made more attention-grabbing by Ronda's MMA fearlessness. Yet the transition was not seamless. WWE purists debated whether Ronda's realism didn't clash with the choreography and drama WWE fans had grown to love. Some fans felt her promos and commitments lacked the practice polish of tenured WWE characters. Still, her athletic credibility brought fresh narratives into the women's roster. 7. The cracks begin to show. Storyline frustrations and frictions. By 2021 to 2022, rumours began to circulate about Ronda's feelings toward WWE's direction. While WWE executives, including Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, initially embraced Ronda as a disruptor, creative limitations seemed to grind at her. Creative dissatisfaction. Sources indicated Ronda wanted more authentic, tougher matches, less scripted promos, more realistic grappling. WWE's focus instead leaned into spectacle and family-friendly TV ratings, often sidelining in-ring intensity. According to insiders, Ronda felt underutilized in storylines she had earned the right to lead. Booking concerns. Ronda, often champion-level talent, was rumored to have been bumped in card positions. Lower-tier feuds, inconsistent messaging. Such slip-ups didn't sit well with an athlete who'd headlined WrestleMania. Competitive energy versus entertainment. Ronda's commitment to hard competition, stemming from judo and MMA, clashed with WWE's dramatic flair and stage theatricality. For someone slated to revolutionize women's sports, playing the role of a wrestler felt like wearing a mask. She pushed back on promo scripts. Ad-lib would appear stuffy. Opening a live stream, she balked. Fans reacted sharply to those subdued segments more than the edge-of-the-seat ring action. Emotionally, Ronda grew restless. She reportedly missed genuine physical competition, not being part of a storyline or being sidelined for months at a time. Therein grew seeds of frustration. 8. The decision point, departing WWE in October 2023. In October 2023, Ronda Rousey officially parted ways with WWE, concluding a 5-year run marked by personal triumphs and professional compromises. The announcement, released via social media, was abrupt, yet underscored by deliberation. Why now? Burnout. The demanding WWE travel schedule put Ronda on a near-monthly series of live events across the globe. The physical toll of regular in-ring appearances, lacking the pacing balance of MMA, was substantial. Authenticity deficit. Ronda's realism demanded it. She expected hard-hitting fights, ongoing storytelling, creative agency. Instead, she often found herself in conventional angles, love triangle feuds, tag matches, title turmoil, far from judo mats or octagons. Likewise, her ability to help develop other women in the ring felt ignored. A life outside WWE. Ronda had long expressed interest in film projects, philanthropic work, and possibly even MMA returns. By 2023, the growing security of her family life and other interests nudged her closer to the door. Her announcement carried sophistication, not bitterness. WWE responded with heartfelt praises, tribute videos, and Ronda's logo-sized graphic on WWE's Titantron. Though her exit lacked dramatic kayfabe accents, the emotional undercurrent was palpable. A cross-sport star walking away. Not in defeat, but in deliberate transition. 9. Life after WWE, independent wrestling, media, and the future. After WWE, Ronda repositioned herself, not rebounding, but redirecting. She signaled an interest in independent wrestling promotions, smaller organizations offering wrestlers creative autonomy, longer schedules between shows, and more competitive athletic focus. In interviews, Ronda made it clear. She wasn't shunning wrestling, but seeking a version she could control. She could headline marquee indie events, train younger talent on judo-based grappling, and explore hybrid fight-against-financial night matches tailored to her strengths. Entertainment avenues. Ronda continued to pursue acting. Following roles in Furious 7, 2015, The Expendables 3, 2014, and Entourage, 2015, she auditioned for action roles demanding strong female presence, martial artistry, or athletic roles. She also teased reality TV or documentary-driven content, projects that told her story of crossing boundaries from skate mats to cinematic sets. Return many? The wrestling community buzzed with speculation about a WWE comeback. Some for only a one-off WrestleMania attraction. Others hypothesized a multi-match arc. WWE has a history of reuniting former stars. Vince McMahon especially favored such surprise return arcs. But insiders say the key sticking point will be whether creative control and authentic competition come with it. 10. Fans, criticism, and the challenge of multidiscipline stardom. Ronda Rousey's status has always been polarizing. In MMA and judo, she was lionized for being a competitive force of nature. In wrestling and Hollywood, the same traits were often recast as brashness or aloofness. Critics charge her with arrogance. Social media posts by Ronda, blunt, dismissive, occasionally confrontational, have fueled claims she alienated WWE fans. Where wrestling thrives on fan connection, Ronda sometimes refused photo ops or called scripted rivalries fake. To many fans, coming from a fighter who never played the WWE game, she appeared jaded or entitled. But her defenders argue that Ronda's career is groundbreaking precisely because she refuses to soften to expectations. Her refusal to acquiesce to WWE script norms is interpreted as integrity, not arrogance. They argue that Ronda's signature competitive contempt for pretense aligns perfectly with modern fans asking for authentic stories. Her balance between being a hero and flawed reality star is part of her global appeal. She inspired millions of female athletes to pursue judo, MMA, or wrestling. She shifted cultural perception of female athletes from supporting roles to central characters. 11. The anatomy of a comeback. Will we see Ronda? Again on WWE Raw. As of mid-2025, Ronda's next move remains uncertain, but fertile grounds buzz with theories and optimism. Creative control. WWE reportedly once discussed bringing Ronda back for a limited run, with promises of creative input, including storyline oversight and match finish authority. For Ronda, headline appeal has to meet authenticity. One-match events. At marquee central events, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Ronda could return for a single high-stakes match, possibly against Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, or even Sasha Banks, all of whom she has history with. MMA return. While unlikely to re-enter the UFC, Ronda occasionally signals interest in crossing over again, perhaps into one championship in Asia, or an inaugural last match spectacle. Though physically aged 38 to 39, many MMA athletes have returned. BJ Penn, Holly Holm, so there's precedent. Hollywood path. Ronda's cinematic future looks promising. Action thrillers, series cameos, stunt choreography, sex appeal, maybe not, but star power, yes. 12. A legacy in motion, final selling points. Ronda Rousey's story continues to unfold, at once fiercely tied to her past and strikingly open-ended. She is a trailblazer, the first American woman to medal in Olympic judo, a UFC pioneer, the first women's bantamweight champion, an era-defining legend who made female MMA mainstream, an entertainment star, breaking barriers in WWE, Hollywood, and media, a lightning rod, admired for her tenacity, even as critics bemoan her bluntness, a mentor in waiting. Whether in indie wrestling, acting, or coaching, Ronda's achievements give her a compelling platform for guiding the next generation. In summary, from her Riverside beginnings to Beijing's medal stand, from explosive submit fests in the octagon to pyrotechnic entrances on WWE stages and camera sets, Ronda Rousey's journey is a chronicle of reinvention. She's a woman who has bitten off more than she could chew, and then chewed harder. Her departure from WWE in October 2023 marked not retirement, but a metamorphosis. Freed from the constraints of scripted entertainment, Ronda now stands at a creative crossroads, a stage independent of franchises, beholden only to her uncompromising desire for authenticity. What comes next may be more surprising than anything she's ever done. A hybrid event match, a blockbuster action role, a coaching role on a judo film, or simply the next light-bearing legacy on women's sports. Either way, Ronda Rousey is not just a chapter closed, she's a story still being written.